a shitty free throw shooter. He missed dunks. He airball free throws. He can't shoot. He couldn't shoot outside the paint. He's bigger than everybody. He didn't have any skill, but he was bigger and stronger than everybody. And he's still a great player, but you had your flaws too as a player.
Because that's an insult. All the work I put in, you don't name them people after me.
Shaquille O'Neal just flat out shut down Kevin Durant's case for GOAT status, and he didn't even break a sweat doing it. For years now, KD's been pushing the idea that he belongs in the same breath as Michael Jordan and LeBron James. 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, one of the purest scorers the league has ever seen. But when Shaq jumped on his podcast, he tore that whole argument apart piece by piece. When Shaq talks, the basketball world listens, and what he said hit harder than one of his prime dunks. He made it simple and direct. Kevin Durant is not in the GOAT conversation. He's in a completely different tier, a category for guys with insane talent who just didn't quite reach that rare top-of-the-mountain level. Coming from a 4-time champion who's been there and done it all, that's a tough pill to swallow. But this didn't start yesterday. The tension between Shaq and KD has been building since 2017. It all goes back to Shaq's famous Shaqtin A Fool segment, where he was clowning JaVale McGee for his usual bloopers like he's done with plenty of players over the years. Most people saw it as entertainment, just jokes. KD didn't see it that way. Durant, who was JaVale's teammate with the Warriors at the time, stepped in and called Shaq's antics childish. And he didn't stop there. In another interview, KD went straight at Shaq's game. He said Shaq was a terrible free throw shooter, airballed freebies, missed dunks, and couldn't make shots outside the paint. According to KD, Shaq wasn't skilled, he was just massive. His dominance, KD argued, came from size, not talent. And just like that, the fire between them was lit.
Free throw shooter. He missed dunks. He airball free throws. He can't shoot. He couldn't shoot outside the paint. He's bigger than everybody. He didn't have any skill, but he was bigger and stronger than everybody. And he's still a great player, but you had your flaws too as a player.
Here's what made it wild. KD hadn't won a championship yet when he said all that. He was critiquing a resume of a 4-time champion without having closed the deal himself. That's not just confidence, that's bold. And Shaq, he wasn't letting it slide, not even close. In an interview with Sports Illustrated, the Diesel delivered one of the coldest lines in their entire feud. He basically told KD, "You're not one of us."
O'Neal told Gulliver, quote, "He can't talk to me like that. He may think he does and he's sticking up for his teammate. He's a great player, but you ain't in the club yet. You're on the outside in line with Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, and John Stockton. You're not in the club with me and those championship guys. That's why I tweeted him, mind your business."
Shaq grouped KD with the greatest players who never won a ring: Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, and John Stockton. All-time legends, Hall of Famers, but at the time, ringless. The message was loud and clear. All that talent, all those scoring titles, you're still not in the championship club. But here's what people miss. Shaq wasn't only talking trash, he was laying down a lesson, showing the generational difference. Back in his early years, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar told young Shaq he wasn't in the club either. And Shaq didn't jump on Twitter. He didn't complain, he didn't blame eras or circumstances, he took it personally, and then he went to work. Kareem said it publicly, the numbers don't mean anything without a championship. So what did Shaq do? He locked in, he dominated, he came back with 4 rings. No tweets, no back and forth, he let the banners do the talking. Now fast forward to KD's era. When Shaq and Barkley questioned the weight of his championships, KD didn't answer on the floor. He went to Twitter, sometimes with burner accounts, clapping back at fans, arguing in comment sections, telling the old heads to move on. That's the contrast. Shaq got called out and responded with trophies. To really understand why this hit so hard, rewind to May 2016. The Oklahoma City Thunder were up 3-1 on the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. KD was averaging 30 a night. Russell Westbrook was playing out of his mind. They had just taken down a 67-win Spurs team in the previous round. 1 win from the NBA Finals. And then, everything unraveled. Game 5 in OKC, Durant scores 40 on 29 shots. Not enough. Thunder lose by 9. Game 6 in Oakland, KD puts up 29 but shoots 10 for 31. Warriors force a Game 7. Final showdown, world watching, Durant scores 27 on 10 for 19. Looks solid in the box score, but not enough when it mattered most. Over those last 3 games, KD and Russell Westbrook combined for 30 turnovers. 30! They had the defending champs on the ropes and couldn't close. The Warriors completed one of the greatest comebacks in NBA playoff history. They went on to the finals, even though they lost to LeBron in Cleveland in 7. But the shift in perception had already happened, because 2 months later, KD made the most controversial move of the modern era. He joined Golden State, the very team that erased his 3-1 lead. Instead of coming back for revenge, he signed with them. Instead of proving he could beat them, he teamed up with them. That decision changed how fans would view him forever. Rings or not, the narrative was sealed. That's why Shaq's words land the way they do. KD knows Diesel isn't just trolling. KD joined one. Shaq helped elevate Orlando with Penny Hardaway. Then he went to LA, teamed up with Kobe Bryant, and won 3 straight. Later, he added a 4th ring in Miami with Dwayne Wade. Wherever he went, he was the focal point. He didn't jump on a moving train, he built the engine. Durant? He joined a 73-win team that was already knocking on the door. The bus was already headed to June. He just grabbed a seat. And then, January 2023 happened. KD got a little too confident on Twitter and decided to test the Diesel. After Shaq admitted on TV he wasn't familiar with a Lakers trade target, Durant tweeted, "Shaquille doesn't know ball now." That was enough. Shaq fired back and went straight for him, took shots at the hairline, then delivered the line that stuck: "Respect the bus driver." 4 words, clear message. Shaq sees himself as the one driving championships, KD riding along. Durant's response? "Damn, I got cooked for asking a simple question." And that said everything. When a legend checks him, he doesn't escalate, he retreats. KD can go back and forth with fans all day, but when true basketball royalty steps in, different energy. And the numbers back it up. With Golden State, 38-10 in the playoffs, 2 titles, 2 finals MVPs, total domination. Everywhere else, 57-50, barely over 500, no championships outside that run. Finals loss in OKC, early exits in Brooklyn, swept by Boston, swept by Minnesota and Phoenix. What does that tell you? With Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green sharing the burden, KD looked unstoppable. Without them, elite stats, no hardware. That's the difference between being the guy and riding shotgun. Now, stack that against Shaq. 4 rings, different cities, different co-stars, same outcome. He set the tone, and teams followed. This debate isn't just about jewelry, it's about how you got it. The old heads, Shaq, Barkley, and others believe you beat your rivals, you don't join them. When Jordan couldn't get past the bad boy Pistons, he didn't call them, he came back stronger and buried them. When Shaq couldn't beat the Bulls, he didn't team with Michael, he went west and built his own run. Durant sees it differently. On Bill Simmons' platform, he said the league changed and players have more freedom now. That's true, the league evolved, but the standard for greatness, that hasn't shifted much. Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, different eras, same expectation. Lead the charge. KD keeps telling the old heads to move on, but here's the reality. They help define legacy. They influence Hall of Fame votes. They shape the GOAT debate. And right now, their message is consistent. Kevin Durant isn't in that top-tier circle yet. So where does that leave him? At 36, time matters. Talent was never the issue. Leadership, perception, legacy, that's the unfinished business. Until he proves he can drive the bus from start to finish in June, take the hits, lead through adversity, and still raise the trophy, legends like Shaq, Jordan, and Kobe won't hand him a seat at that table. Durant is on his 4th team now, and that championship window, it's narrowing fast. Shaq didn't soften it. He said straight up, KD belongs in a special category, one of the greatest scorers ever, no debate there, but not in the GOAT conversation. That's the label KD never wanted. He doesn't just want to be known as an elite scorer. He wants his name spoken alongside Jordan and LeBron. He wants his rings weighed the same. He wants the respect that comes with leading a team to the mountaintop as the unquestioned #1. But since leaving Golden State, that validation hasn't followed. 2 first-round sweeps, multiple playoff exits, talented rosters that couldn't finish the job. When the pressure rises, the results haven't matched the resume. No one questions the skill, the jumper, the efficiency, the scoring package, all elite. But GOAT conversations aren't built on talent alone. They're built on legacy, leadership, being the bus driver, not the passenger. And until Durant proves he can carry a team from opening night to the final buzzer in June, take the hits, lead through adversity, and still raise the trophy, legends like Shaq, Jordan, and Kobe won't hand him a seat at that table.